What's up YouTube, Saf here on SuperSaf TV and welcome to the detailed speed test between the OnePlus 5T and the iPhone 10. So in the usual format, we'll be doing lots of different tests, from benchmark scores to camera launch, moving on to regular social apps, then some games, and finally finishing off with RAM management. Now both devices have been updated to the latest software version available at the time of this video. And kicking off with Geekbench scores, you can see that as before, the iPhone does score quite a bit higher, both for the single and multi-core scores. How will these numbers translate into real performance? Well, that's what we're going to find out. Now for camera launch, using the quickest methods to launch the camera on both devices, that was super quick. Let's slow this down, and it looks like the iPhone was ever so slightly quicker. Now we're going to be moving on to the app test. You can see that we've got nothing open in the background. And we're going to start off with Twitter. Twitter did open first on the OnePlus 5T. Refreshing notifications, pretty much neck and neck. Moving on to Instagram. Neck and neck there. My profile, once again neck and neck, very close here. Opening an image, slightly quicker on the OnePlus 5T, but we did have an animation on the iPhone 10. Facebook Pages Manager, slightly quicker on the iPhone 10. We're going to scroll down and we'll leave this open. Let's move on to YouTube. Now we are going to be finding a video that does not have any adverts. And here you can see we have a trailer of Rampage from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and that was quicker on the OnePlus 5T. Now we're going to be moving on to games. So we're starting off with Angry Birds 2. And we do have this timer here at the bottom, and that's going to tell us exactly how long each of these take to load. And it is the iPhone 10 first, followed shortly a few seconds later by the OnePlus 5T. Now we're going to move on to the second game, which is Mario Run. iPhone 10 yet again, and the OnePlus 5T comes in around about a second later. And for the intro screen as well, that was quicker once again on the iPhone 10. Moving on to Sonic Dash. iPhone 10, and just about a second later on the OnePlus 5T. And starting the game once again is quicker on the iPhone 10. And moving on to Temple Run 2. iPhone 10. A couple of seconds later on the OnePlus 5T. We're going to play this game and we're going to move on. So far, every game has loaded up quicker on the iPhone 10. Next game is Subway Surfers. Very quick on the iPhone 10. And then we have the OnePlus 5T. Dead Trigger 2. Intro screen on the iPhone 10. OnePlus 5T a couple of seconds later. Playing the game. iPhone 10 yet again. And about 5 seconds later on the OnePlus 5T. So a bit of a trend here. All the games are loading up quicker on the iPhone 10. And this is a pattern that we've seen previously as well. Asphalt 8. iPhone 10. And a few seconds later on the OnePlus 5T. And the final game we have here is Real Steel Robot Wars. Now we do have lots of games, but this will really help us see what the RAM management is like. iPhone 10 finishes up, and the OnePlus 5T comes in around 4.5 seconds later. Playing the game. iPhone 10, and not so far behind the OnePlus 5T. Now let's try out RAM management. Asphalt 8, yep, still open on both. Dead Trigger 2, still open on both. Subway Surfers, yep, we can resume the game on both as well. Temple Run 2, once again we can resume. Sonic Dash, and this does have to reload on the iPhone 10. We can continue playing it on the OnePlus 5T. And now let's try out Mario Run. Once again, this does have to reload on the iPhone 10. So it does look like the RAM management hasn't been sorted out on the iPhone 10 as yet. Angry Birds 2 also has to reload on the iPhone 10. It's in exactly the same place where we left it on the OnePlus 5T. And I do think this comes down to the massive 8GB of RAM that we have here on the 5T. YouTube, same place on the 5T, and the whole app does have to reload on the iPhone 10. Pages Manager, same place once again on the 5T, but has to completely reload on the iPhone 10. Instagram, same situation, we've got it exactly where we left it, but it had to completely reload on the iPhone 10. And Twitter is right there on the OnePlus 5T. On the iPhone 10, although we are within notifications, it did have to reload. So there we have it, guys, the detailed speed test between the OnePlus 5T and the iPhone 10. Very similar results to what we've seen previously. The iPhone 10 super fast in terms of opening up games, but when it comes to RAM management, the OnePlus 5T with the whopping 8GB of RAM definitely comes out on top, comfortably winning that round. What did you think of the results? Were they what you were expecting? Definitely drop me a comment below and let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then please do hit that thumbs up button for me. It really does help me out. And if you haven't already, then be sure to subscribe and switch on notifications. There's lots more content coming up on here. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'll see you next time.